What's going on, you guys? Rob's Way of the Highway here, and today is Thursday. Happy Thursday to everybody. I hope your day is going very well. No, mine is. Today's vlog, we're going to talk about EDC, everyday carry, knives, pocket knives, right? Nothing crazy. Everybody's got a pocket knife, except it's more complicated than you think, if you want to think about it. Some people don't want to think about it. They just got a pocket knife and they use it, and then eventually they might lose it. I lose pocket knives all the time, so I don't want to spend a ton of money on them because they get lost, they get beat on. Why waste money? So this is my way of doing it. I carry two different types of knives on me every day. I've got one in my left pocket, one in my right, and I know everything is in its place. I know exactly where everything is. I do things a little differently. Those of you that have been following my vlogs may have determined at this point that I'm a little different than your average Joe. Well, at least I like to think so. We're all special snowflakes, right? But seriously, I have a certain way of doing things because I've done it for a long time, right? I'm 33 years old. I've been carrying a pocket knife. I mean, should I say this on camera? I even had a pocket knife in my pocket when I was in high school. It wasn't against the law then. I don't know if it's against the law now. It wasn't something crazy. Like, I'm not carrying around a big freaking massive blade. But a pocket knife's a practical thing because you can use it to cut up some cheese or open a box. Usually to open a box, right? Self-defense, that's a whole nother video, right? Like, there's a lot of different ways to have self-defense. A little pocket knife usually isn't the best bet, but if that's all you have, I guess it works, right? So I guess we'll just dive right in, and I'll show you my way of doing it. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. There's thousands, there's tens, there's hundreds of thousands of different types of pocket knives. It's a commodity. You don't need to spend a ton of money to get a good pocket knife. You can get one for $20. Some people want the Damascus ones. They're $200. Like, I've owned all that. I've done all that, and I've lost them and cried about it, cried myself to sleep because I lost a $200 knife. I don't like doing that. So this is my affordable, economical way of doing it. Let's dive right in. So you'll notice two knives here. You notice that this isn't even a knife. It's a utility blade. It's a box cutter, right? Nothing crazy about it. Except it's unique because I made it unique, and I'll show you why it's unique. This one here, same deal, nothing crazy. I mean, here's my forefinger so you can get an idea of the length. It's not that big. I guess you could hurt someone if you wanted to. Folds in, locks open. It's not spring assisted. This is about a $20 knife, maybe $25. It's a Kershaw. It's made in China. Here's a DeWalt. About probably $12.99, maybe $14.99 for this one. Again, cheap. Folding. Nothing crazy, right? Well, let's go into a couple details here as to why my system's better. So, number one, most people purchase a folding knife and they get regular blades. So there's something unique about carrying this, and I want to dive into that here. So number one, it has a spot right there where the blade's accessible. Now, the reason it has that is to rip a seatbelt. So you don't even need to open the knife up. You can cut through a seatbelt with it. So if you're involved in a car accident and you need to get the seatbelt off, you can do that. So that's kind of cool. This knife also comes in huge handiness when you're trying to cut fishing line. If you're out there, you don't even need to open it up. So it's safe, right? Like, there's no way you can cut yourself on this, and you can cut fishing line this way with that little notch there, right? And most people go, oh, I don't want to carry a utility knife. Duh, why would I do that? There's one reason why you carry a utility knife. By the way, if you had to say, Rob, you only had one knife to carry, you only had one choice, you couldn't carry two, you only had one knife to carry, what would I carry? It would be a utility knife. It wouldn't be a regular pocket knife, it wouldn't be a multi-tool, it would be a regular utility knife. And there's one reason. Your blades are always sharp. The problem with most people, myself included, is that everyone wants to buy a pocket knife, and for the first like 3 to 6 months it's great, and you carry on a pocket knife, but then after 3 to 6 months it's dull. And are you going to sharpen that knife? No, you're not. You're not going to sharpen it because number one, it takes too much time. Number two, it takes too much energy. Number three, in order to put a factory edge on a pocket knife, like the day you bought it, you have to have a whetstone, which I do have. I've got a Lansky, I think it's Lansky. It's a sharpening system. It's a whetstone system. I've never used it in the last 10 years because it's so much work, right? At least it's an arduous amount of work to sharpen a knife. But it's pretty cool to have one. And you have different things. You can do serrated. You know, you get different. These are your diamonds. But this is a whetstone system. This is about maybe $80, right? Most people are not going to have that, myself included. I have it. I never use it. I had an idea that, well, I'm just going to make it a point to always sharpen my knife until life gets in the way and you don't. So the problem with a normal knife is it's always dull. So if you're okay with a dull knife, then fine, don't buy a utility knife. But a dull knife is not very practical, in my opinion, and it's not safe. A sharp knife is a safe knife, as you well know. But the utility blade knives are great because they're adjustable, and you always have a sharp blade. You keep extra blades in the handle, and you got it. Now let's take this a step further here. I don't just carry a utility knife with a standard blade, right? Like that's reversible. I could flip it out and go to the other end and have another sharp side. But in addition to that, what I also carry, and of course I'm low on blades. I'm always low on everything in life. I just need more consumable items, right? This is a carpet blade. Now, you say, Rob, why would you carry a carpet blade? Why would you do that? That's just, what? I'll tell you why you carry a carpet blade. In case you need to cut something that a normal blade is slipping around. Like, if you needed to gut a fish or cut, like, I could fillet a fish with that type of blade because it hooks under it and you could cut the skin. You could use it to cut rope. There's a lot of things you could use a carpet blade for. And I'm not saying to have all carpet blades, but I am saying to have just one. And then all your other spares be regular. A carpet blade is very practical. It's really pointy. It's got a hook on it. Very sharp. Believe it or not, there was actually an instance. My grandmother's basement had water in it, and all the carpet down there was destroyed, so it had to be replaced. So, my brothers are there, and they got a regular pocket knife. They got a regular utility knife. They go, man, they're just chewing through blades. What do we do here? And I showed up to help, and in my pocket, in my EDC, I mean, I'm not making this up. Like, this is a true story, right? I just pick out my knife. I say, let me grab my carpet blade. And my brothers look at me. It was my brother John, I believe. He looks at me and goes, bro, you seriously are carrying a knife on you and you just happen to have a carpet blade? I go, yeah. It's practical. I like practical things. Yeah, I have one. And we were able to cut the carpet with these. So, things like that very rarely happen. It was just funny that it had happened, but those hooked carpet blades are awesome, and they work well. If you're out cutting rope, like if you want to cut rope and you're out in the yard and you're cutting rope or doing that blade works better than a straight blade. It just does. So this is the one knife I would choose. It would be as such. It doesn't need to be DeWalt. It could be any brand, but you should have a carpet blade with you. It's just, oh, look at how beautiful that is. You know, I mean, it's just gorgeous, right? You gotta have it. Okay, going on to another knife here. So again, $20 knife, Kershaw, another special, right? Okay, it's still super sharp because I just got it because the other one that I had got lost. This one is a screwdriver built in. I love practical tools, right? Like, I'm not a big Leatherman fan. I don't like Leatherman because it's too big, it's too bulky. This is way easier, right? Now, there's other knives out there, pocket knives, that have screwdriver bits on them. Usually it's one Phillips and one flat. What I like about this one is it's 2 and 2. So like this one has a number 2 and a number 1 on it. Okay, it's got a fat, a wide flat blade and a skinny flat blade. So and there's one key difference here about this knife, and I can't find any other knife like it. If someone can find a knife that's more practical than this, link it in the description below, in the comment below, because I've been carrying a knife, this exact model knife. This is a 1920, by the way, I believe. Hold on. It's a 1920 Ken Onion or Kershaw, whatever, same company. I am unable to find a knife that serves this purpose. A lot of times these bits, they're proprietary, or they're double-ended. Like, there's so many bits that are like a flat on this side and a Phillips on the other side, and it fits into this stupid proprietary mechanism, right? And then that bit gets used and it gets abused and it gets ground down or it gets lost, and you can't go on the mainstream market and easily find it to replace it. So screw that. That's dumb. What's practical here is not if but when these bits get lost. Not if but when these bits get worn down. You go to any hardware store and you buy new ones. You know, it's not hard. You just have them laying around. You know, you got these bits or, you know, whatever. Like, look at this. See? And you could buy this for like $4.99. So the point is to have... Everything wears out. A screwdriver bit's not going to last forever. So to have a proprietary pocket knife with a proprietary bit is stupid. Like, that's dumb. It has to be standard. It has to be, or it's not even going to be considered, okay? Taking this a step further, there's a lot of knives that have a little hole in the end of them, but very few of them have one that sticks out. You have to have an extension that comes out. You have to. This gives you more flexibility to do what you need to do than one that just has a big hole in the end of it. So, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of ways of doing it. Some people say, well, I don't like that because it's the cheap version. I don't care. This knife is very practical. I find myself reaching for this pocket knife a lot from day to day. Just, you know, my toy needs a new battery in it. It's got a freaking Phillips head screw. Instead of going to the drawer, I just reach it for it and I got it. How cool is that? You know, oh man, I need to cut this, but my knife's dull again. Yeah, it's dull because you neglected it and you didn't sharpen it. Mine's dull too, and I'm not going to sharpen it because I don't care. I don't have time. Razor sharp. All the time. So, I don't know, guys. At the end of the day, there's so many different ways of doing it. This is my way. You know, Milwaukee makes good folding knives. There's so many brands out there, right? Like Stanley. You know, like Stanley knife. That's what this is, basically, a Stanley knife. I don't know. I just have a carpet hook, have extra blades. If you had to choose between one or the other, this right here is more practical. It's always sharp. It's, you know, if you go to open a box, you don't have to open it all the way. You could just do a little bit. You know, it's safer that way. So do that. And if you wanted to go the next step, find a knife that has universal bits. Find a knife that has the extension on it. I mean, this too could be used this way, so that you can really get some torque on that. Crank it, you know? I don't know. Find one that's like this, that's better. I'll buy it for you. I'm always looking to improve my life. I'm always looking to find the next best thing. And I've carried this knife for probably 12 to 15 years. It's an old knife. I originally got my first one at the closeout section at Walmart. Well, I'm Walmart sober now. I don't shop at Walmart, but it was like on the closeout section. It was like $9.99 or something. But this is probably my third one in 15 years, and I can't find something better than this. It doesn't exist, guys. As far as these are concerned, this is not my first one. I lost the other one in Texas. Texas, the gift that keeps on giving. You know, any brand, name it, but make sure that it has that notch. Make sure that it's toolless. Some of these knives you need a screwdriver to take apart. Screw that. This is toolless. You just push this button down and this blade comes right out. Make sure you carry something like that that's got the notch. Make sure you carry a carpet blade, because trust me, you'll use it. And that's it. That's my take. That's my way of doing everyday carry knives. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, favorite. Thank you for your time.